Can I get some paper towels, please? Just a small wad of paper towels.
How you spell it? How you spell it?
There's something to your chef.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so these are just the plain napkins. What I like to do with these is pull the feathers out, okay? And the dry paper works great on the feathers, okay? If you see any feathers on there, just use the dry paper and it'll pop them right off, okay? So that's the first thing. Thank you. All right? And then I can put that in my compost, all right? And I want you guys to start noticing this. We have usable scrap and compost, right? So what's the first cut I'm going to make on this bird? And I'm going to take longer than 15 minutes so that I can go through this with you guys properly. What's the first cut of the wishbone? Good place to start. Anyone else have another idea?
Separate the skin from the leg.
That's it. Okay. The right answer is there is no right answer. It's up to you guys. However, end product needs to be up to standards. Does that make sense? You can start here. A lot of people do that. A lot of people go in after the wishbone, and I'll do that because you were the first one to answer. So how are we going to get this wishbone? Right? We're going to come up from the bottom. Okay? Just bind it in there. And then what I like to do is feel it with my fingers and then just cut down either side. Just a real shallow mark with trying to keep my blade on the inside of that wishbone collar. I'm cutting on the inside, right? Bring that down on both sides, real easy, real simple procedure. I'm going to go up, back down the other side. And this, what I'm trying to do is create as little waste as possible by doing this. And I'm going to go up, and just with those couple small cuts, I can get my finger in there. Just run your finger up and down, like both sides. That little bone is in there. You're going to run your finger up and down both sides of that bone because you've already made a cut, and that bone will pop out really clean. You're going to go up and grab the flat part at the top, kind of wiggle it loose, and then pull out the whole, hopefully, right? Sometimes these chickens are a little beat up, right? Pull out the whole wishbone, okay? So we're going to go over there, all right? The next cut I'll make is to separate the leg and thigh just by the skin, okay? So I'm going to face it towards me. See this line of fat on the thigh? Right at the top of the thigh where it separates from the, I love chickens because they're like coupons, right? They always tell you where to cut. So I'm just going to make a cut there because I want to leave plenty of skin to cover my breast, correct? Okay, so I'm just going to start making that cut and follow that line of fat down. Get my fingers in there and kind of separate it so where I can see that separation, okay? Just going to do that on both sides. Following that line of fat. I don't want to make real severe cuts right now. I'm just getting everything set up. Okay. Get in there with my fingers, kind of loosen everything up, right? Okay, so then if I'm going to go after the leg and thigh, I'll make that cut, or I can start with the breast. I saw Juanita doing a really neat technique for the airline breast. I'm going to pick the nicest looking one. I think it's this one. So what she does, and I think she learned it from Lugo, is to cut with the wing intact all the way around. Give it a bit of a scrape. Make sure that the tendons and the muscles are all separated. Give it a bit of a scrape. And she pulled back on this right here, and then just broke it off. So you get a clean joint up top. Nice, right? Easy technique. So that's going to go over here. I want these to look like this. Okay, I don't want you guys separating the wings. Okay, more often than not, you guys cut these wings down. I want one like this, and I want one whole one. We'll get into the whole one in a little bit. So I'm going to start going after the breasts now, because I like leaving the leg and thigh till last because it steadies the bird on the cutting board. If I cut them off now, that bird tends to roll around, right? Okay, so I'm going to start going after this. Since that wishbone's out, that cut goes all the way really easily. Okay, so when I'm looking at your chickens that you fabricated for me as part of the test, what I'm looking for is that you're not leaving a lot of usable meat behind on the carcass. How do you avoid that? Okay, one, you take your time. Two, a good flexible boning knife is really good for that. Okay, so the proper tool for the job, right? So what I want to show you now is I always keep one side of my blade up against the bone. Okay, and I make small flicking motions, just real easy cuts. See, I'm not leaving a lot of meat behind. You notice that little flicking motion of it, and it's all, I'm doing it all with about the front 10-20% of the blade. Okay. How much usable meat is getting left behind? See how that's working, guys? I'm going to turn that over and make a cut straight back from this shoulder blade bone. See that bone that's down on the side, that flat bone, is the shoulder blade. You want your knife up against that. You come around and just take that wing off. Okay? So what do we have here? An unclean airline breast. Okay? So what am I going to do next to this airline breast? I'm going to trim up. Well, first of all, I've got it skin up. Okay? I'm going to trim that skin a bit. Okay? Then I'm going to turn it over and pull that tenderloin off. Trim that up. Okay? That look like a presentable airline? Almost? Okay. So then we're going to, one thing I want to show you on the tenderloin side is there is a membrane. You can see it right here. See that opaque membrane that connects the tenderloin to the larger breast muscle? Mm-hmm. See that? Okay. That's got to come out, guys. Because what's going to happen when I saute this thing? It's going to shrink and get tough and dry out. Okay? So these come out real easy. They will pull a little bit of meat with them, but that's okay. You just want to make sure you get that membrane, okay? So this is just about done. I want to check my chicken breast where it was up against the keel bone, and this is the keel bone up here. You want to check that to make sure that there's not cartilage stuck to the line of cartilage stuck to the breast, okay? And that's pretty good. So I'm going to set this aside for right now, and I'll come back and fabricate that in a second. I want to use the back of my heavy chef knife to scrape this bone off, okay? Because there's a little bit of connective tissue still on there, and that will burn, and you just want to push it up as high as it'll go, turn it over, and scrape that bone really well. And then, you see how that bone has a bit of a curve to it? It kind of goes, scoops up like that. I put the curved side down, and the cut should only be just straight across the top, because the bone is soft like that. Now you've got a presentable airline breast, okay? Do you see how much I cut off of that bone? About 1/8 of an inch, okay? And I've got a presentable piece there. You don't have to cut way down here, because what happens when you do that? But it also fractures that bone laterally, and you have that jagged bone, okay? So does this look presentable to you guys? Okay, what would you score me on that? Who can pick something wrong out of this breast? It's a little membrane. Okay. What else? Anything else, guys? Okay, let's move on then. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the other part, the supreme off. Okay, there's a couple ways to handle this. I can remove the wing first, or I can do it later. For me, I like doing it first. And the best way to feel where you need to cut is with your fingers, okay? Because you guys very often come straight across right here, but it's kind of like taking that oyster out. It's a scooping cut, okay? Because if you feel down here, that's where the joint is, all the way back here. So I'll make a straight cut across the top, just to loosen that skin, and then I'm going to come under there and get that joint, just like that. I don't have any red showing from the bone, and then I have the cartilage left behind. So your other wing should look like this, okay? Intact. Do not separate these things, okay? So there's one, there's the other. I'm going to start putting my presentable pieces over here. Wings. Alright, so since this is going to be a boneless, skinless breast, I can either take it off with the skin and peel it afterwards, or do it ahead of time. I'm going to peel it afterwards because I want to save that skin for what? What can I use that skin for? A crisp? You can use that for a crisp, correct? For my presentation. The piece is too small to use for a roll. Yeah. You need to take the whole thing off. Okay. Now, again, that flicking motion with the tip of the knife, if the breast starts to fall over, and just support it. Pick it up. And the boneless skinless is easy because the wing's already removed. So I'll lay that down like that. First thing I'm going to do is peel that skin off. I'm keeping one piece. I'm going to set that over here. Take my tender off and the membrane, right? The membrane. And then I need to clean this up. Okay, so there's a chunk of cartilage right there. Any lines of fat or cartilage, or I just want to trim them off. I want this to be a beautiful, presentable supreme. I try to take this little nerve out right here. Any blood lines, because like I told you before, sometimes these chickens are a little beat up, okay? So if they have some bruising down in the muscle, you take that off. And then these fat lines, trim that there. Put the trim on this side. We have a presentable supreme. I would grade that pretty well. You might want to take this little chunk of fat right off of the top of the lobe. Alright, there we go. Okay? Nice, clean, presentable, ready to go. Yes?
Yes.
It's there. We'll come back to these. Just a second. Alright, now the leg and the thigh. And one thing that we tell you guys from day one here is to get that oyster out, right? Where's the oyster, guys? This little lump, when you hold it up, it's going to pop up just a little bit right on the spine, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do to get that thing out is I'm going to dislocate the femur, which is the long bone in the thigh. I'm going to pop that out of the joint, and you always feel when that comes out. Then I'm going to come under, make a scooping cut. See how I went down like that? And then I'm going to find, again, one side of my knife is always up against the bone. Okay? So there's my oyster. How much is left behind on that oyster? Just a little bit because of the cavity. Okay? Very little. Okay? That would be passable. Alright? Let's go in and get the other one. I'm going to dislocate that bone. Same scooping cut, right? And guys, don't cut underneath the bone. A lot of you guys cut underneath the bone, come straight. You present me a chicken thigh with part of the pelvis on it, right? You have bones down at the bottom. There should be 2 bones in here. One on the thigh, one on the leg. That's it, right? So feel it after you cut it off to make sure you don't have any bones in there. How much usable meat is left behind? Not much at all, okay? How much? That's... Okay, so there's our carcass. You can cut it back, break it, and set it aside for later. Why do you want to set it aside for later? Because you're going to make stock. You guys a lot of times don't make stock. Stock is part of this, right? And if you look on page 9 or whatever it is, what page is that?
11.
Page 11, it tells you you need to make me a pound of mirepoix to make stock, okay? And so get that done. All right, so where is my cut for this? Oh, I see a little piece of cartilage. Get that out. Yeah, again, just like a coupon, there's a little line of fat. Or you see this line right here? I want to feel that and make sure that the meat hasn't shifted on the bone, and I'm going to make one straight cut. Okay, after I've got them separated, I want you to notice that there's no bloody bone showing, okay? It's all cartilage. Went right through the joint, okay? So for presentation, I'm going to roll this up, set it there. My drumstick is good to go, okay? Any questions about that? Same thing on the other one, okay? So feel it, make sure there's no cartilage or bone left behind. Roll that up, set it aside for grading. Questions, guys? Okay, so okay, the tender. Okay, there's a couple of different ways you can cut it out, but it needs to be presentable for this. So what I like to do is start a cut down either side of that tendon. Just kind of like it very gently with the tip of your knife. On either side, and then what I'll do is I'll hold the tendon down and just pull it out. Just put it back together, and there's your presentable tendon line. And there is your entire tendon out of it. Okay? Makes sense? So, there's that. And this one, the tendon's cut back just a touch. It might be a little bit harder, and then the back of my knife to kind of expose it. Sorry. And grip with it. There we go. Your other presentable tenderloin. Okay. All right. I took the liberty of making a brine for the chicken breast because we're gonna demo the cooking later. All right. You know, can I get a shallow container for this? I need something, or you know, here. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna do it in the Ziploc. We're gonna put that in here, and if you guys do this in a Ziploc, you don't need a lot of brine. Squeeze the air out of the bag, zip it up, let it sit for an hour. And what's that brine going to do for your chicken? It's going to give it flavor, color, and it's going to retain moisture, which is really important. Why? Why do we want to retain moisture?
juice.
Right, because we have to do this whole thing on the stovetop. For this, the criteria for this exam, guys, is you do not have the liberty of putting this chicken breast in the oven to finish it. Okay? Because we want you to demonstrate proper cooking techniques. If you worked in a restaurant, hell yeah, you're going to saute it and you're going to pop it in the oven to finish nice and even all around. Okay? You guys don't have that liberty with this exam. You have to show me proper stovetop cooking techniques. Okay? So when you take this test, because we see it all the time, you guys like to pop your chicken in the oven, you're going to fail that part of the criteria. It's just as simple as that. Okay? Questions? All right.
Chef.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is
This is brine. This Tyrone made me this brine. It's 2 cups of water, a teaspoon or 2 of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, and some aromatic smashed garlic, peppercorn, fresh thyme, and a bay leaf. Heat it all up, and some lemon juice. Heat it all up together, cool it down, and that's a usable brine. Okay? But you guys, you can look up brine recipes online. You'll find 1,000 of them. Okay? Do you have to do a brine for your chicken? Absolutely not. But it will help the finished product just because of the cooking techniques involved. Right? Another trick that you can do is season flour. You can dredge this chicken breast after you dry it off really well, and just a little bit of seasoned flour to create a bit of a crust on it. Create that crispness that you're looking for. However, if you use another pan to cover your cooking pan to create like an oven effect, which is okay by the criteria of the test, that's allowable, you're going to have to take that lid off and re-crisp that skin because you're creating a humid environment and that skin is going to get soggy. So just remember that if you do that, you will have to take that lid off and put that chicken back over on the skin side. So you're going to take that lid off when your chicken is still a little underdone. Okay? And guys, always use your thermometers. Okay, you have these things for a reason. Make sure they're calibrated when you walk in for your exam. Yeah? Okay. Questions? All right, very good. Give me 1 second to clean this up, and we'll finish up, and then we're going to